Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Descendant, episode 4. So, in episode 3, we did a lot of very video game-like puzzles, and we were revealed that, I want to say the guy's name is Shelby, but I don't think that's actually his name. The male janitor from supposedly centuries past has gone crazy. I question everything at this point, and feel like it is just going to end up being like a Matrix scenario, if anything. We're going to get a recap here, so I don't even really have to cover the story myself. Even the loading screen has like
Previously,
a little
on the Descendant.
EKG type meter,
now.
as if this was all a dream and a
Then you
delusion,
count.
or
Goodbye, Silas.
Silas
Where the hell are the janitors?
is his name.
I guess they didn't make it.
Saved me having to take her out myself.
Mia Howard. Are you the reason why Randolph came here?
Entering Ark 01 would be considered treason, Freeman. Do you understand?
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Follow my lead and we might just get out of this alive.
They're making it very obvious that somebody, either the computer or somebody through the cameras, is
Not all
watching
the
them.
descendants made it.
I don't know how you got in here, but you're not here to help the Descendants. That much is clear. Whoever you really are, I swear, I won't let you hurt anyone else.
I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out Mia really is in here to sabotage everything. And maybe even Randall, the senator, is trying to stop her. It'd be kind of funny if you ended up playing as the bad guy through half of the game.
Fuck.
But if in the past you're playing as Mia, and in the present you're playing as Freeman,
Can't stay here.
you kind of have to assume that they get together at some point. Let's move forward. See, this is like in the past, and we see this big fire in the storage, which is funny because this is not how it looked here. Seems like we have almost like a life bar at the bottom.
Damn it. Can't get through here.
Which is probably a timer more than anything, and probably doesn't mean anything. Go right. So you can control which way you look, and that's going
The
to
sprinter's
change
working.
the prompts. Interesting. Now, remember, Mia fell at the end of episode
There's no
2,
way out.
and so she's just been
I have
like
to put the fire out before this whole place
magically healed, it seems, by the cryogenics.
Fuck. The controls are broken. I think I can fix this. If I can just find something to turn that broken valve.
Right. So I can't really turn the camera this time.
I can't stay here.
Left to right. Let's go. Well, I actually was pointing one way.
Here! Now I can turn the valve.
But see, here's like the weird thing is you probably couldn't die here. If you did, it would drastically change the turn of events. Unless you just always died here. And now the game's not making it particularly clear that we were in control at that point, so I was just standing there. So you just have like paper on the ground, and you have highlighted circles over here, and what would this have been? I guess this is the way through. Because the rest of this is blocked off. Why are things being highlighted like this? They've never been highlighted like this before. That's crazy. It really just feels like this game is, per episode, been made by completely different teams, or it is
How the hell did
intentionally
that fire start?
just breaking
I need to
down.
find Silas.
The reality is breaking down because it is some kind of like Matrix example. We're getting ridiculous amounts of achievements for
It's completely
barely doing
rusted.
anything.
How long was I in the infirmary?
I suppose it could be that Mia has just awoken centuries later and she is about to run into Freeman, which
They're all empty. Yeah, they still smell of fuel. These smell like petrol. Starting to look like the fire wasn't an accident.
We just got an achievement for looking at 2 things. See, it says secure on the wall again.
Jesus, what happened down here? And where the hell is Silas?
She doesn't seem to remember Silas going crazy. But see, the weird part is, if this was Mia waking up like centuries later, then Silas is just out of the picture. Unless he is also somehow...
Armory? Were HQ expecting an attack on the Ark? I wonder if... No. Locked. Silas must have taken my keycard.
There's also some weirdness in the locker in the janitor's room, in that the locker has now shown itself to be Mia's locker, and yet it seems like
This is the same paint I saw in the infirmary.
some people are trying to break into her locker when Silas probably would be more successful at breaking into her locker. It still just kind of feels like there would be another group of people that would have to show up, but we're at episode 4 of what I believe is 5. That's late to introduce a whole new group of people. And then we're seeing secure, code secure. Almost like he is
Safe? Safe from what?
Maybe he's painting on the walls where you would be safe from the
Did
cameras.
Silas do that? Why would he destroy cameras?
So, like, the cameras can't see you. That would make some sense. Although, at a certain point, if you're avoiding the cameras, you're not doing it everywhere. And I don't know why the computer might try to kill Silas so much, unless it just determines Silas is an intruder too. So you see all these
Silas?
visual glitches going on. I wonder if they're intentional.
So, you got into the Ark, restored the power, spoke to me, got to the lower levels of the Ark. Freeman. Look, Freeman. How much do you know about the equation?
So that's what this is all about.
We have no idea what the equation is. You're probably not going to answer it. 2 days ago, storage area. So this is a flashback too.
Don't make a sound. Follow my lead and we might just get out of this alive.
We saw this scene before without the visual glitches. So I wonder if the game is just glitching in general. Let's
What the
see.
hell is going on?
We can't
Can
stay
we
here.
pause the game for a moment and then possibly unpause it? No, it seems like the visual glitches are literally happening even when the game is paused. So I just think the game is glitchy. I mean, what could I really do here? Exit to the desktop, exit to the main menu. I'd have to probably exit to the desktop. And I don't think I want to do that.
That might give us a shot. Now come on, before it figures out where we are.
Like, we'll see if it lasts between a load.
Shit.
No, it
Didn't
didn't.
kill the lights on the cameras.
What the hell's going on here?
We gotta get out of here without being seen. We do that, I'll explain. Deal? When the coast is clear, move!
What's weird about this is this now introduces a a gameplay mechanic
Now!
that potentially you do
Alright.
could have done in a much better system.
Careful. Oh,
No.
damn it!
Looks like they react to loud noises. We might be able to use that against them.
See if you can create another diversion. Must be something you can throw.
Yeah, you could have had a whole system here of making loud noises. Well, let's go with A.
That's not helping.
Okay, how was I supposed to know that? Well, then let's just go with Y. Guess I was supposed to find the sweet spot
That
there.
should do it. Good throw. Come on, quick.
Maybe you would have gotten an achievement for picking the middle on the first try. Since this game gives achievements otherwise. But yeah, throughout this whole game, you could have
Another distraction.
said
I'll
we
see what I
need
can
to
find.
avoid the cameras at all possibilities. And then when I was walking around, like, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm just watching a cutscene as he's looking, I guess. Just a really slow, long animation here. Alright. Let's go with Y.
Today, Donnie, please.
So much for that. Let's go with A.
That did it. Come on now. Wait for my signal.
So it, like, expands.
Not so fast. Not yet. Watch it.
Like, am I supposed to be looking at him waving his hand, or am I supposed to be
Okay,
doing a
move.
QuickTime event? I guess I was supposed to be doing the QuickTime event. But he was also kind of signaling with his hand, which you could barely even see
Sake.
in a black glove.
Quiet. Come on, this way, now.
We're trapped. What the hell was that? Was that HQ attacking us?
It managed to outsmart us.
See, now we're back to visual
equation.
glitches.
The Descendant equation? The computer program that manages resources in the Arks? You're out of your damn mind.
The equation is a complex system of managing adaptive priorities. As part of its development, we built defense capabilities into it too.
You're part of the Ark program?
It has the means to assess threats to the Descendants and to hold off intruders for as long as possible, using any means necessary.
You're insane. Why the hell would this equation of yours see us as threats or intruders?
That's what we need to find out. Now stop asking me questions when we need solutions. Now how do we get out of here?
Oh, I'm done trying to help you.
You're here because you want to rescue trapped Descendants. Nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed? You think some AI wants us dead? I'd say that damn well changes things.
Oh, how the hell was I meant to know? Its defenses got triggered. We need to find a way out of here right fucking now!
Oh, we need to find a way out. We're stuck here because of you.
Freeman's, I guess,
Idiot!
propensity to
I
violence.
swear to God, you lay your hands on me one more time!
Randolph. Looks like you found a way out after all.
Come on.
But I assume the cave is just going to curve back into the whole area. And there's yet another achievement. Saving. Visual glitches. Alright, so it's just saved. Let me just quickly exit to the desktop and relaunch the game. Give it one full chance to fix its visual glitches before I give up on it and just assume that they assumed that nobody was actually going to play the game this far, and thus they never polished their programming. Although in all fairness, these kinds of bugs potentially pop up because you made a game many years ago, and now newer video card drivers somehow are not as compatible. Although that did seem to fix it 3 days earlier. So aren't they saying at this point that she is doing this 3 days earlier than the scene we just saw? Or did it say 3 days earlier, centuries ago? Like I didn't read the second line there. Yeah.
Silas.
At a certain level, this kind of game is too simplistic to have any visual glitching. And certainly if you'd stuck with a more simplistic flat 2D animation style, then you would have definitely like not had these kinds of glitches. Same is true for Telltale games. If they had stuck to 2D visual novels, they would have made things a lot cheaper and a lot less buggy. I don't know if I'm looking at Silas or if I'm just looking at a completely different person.
How did you get your place in this ark?
Sounds like it kind of looks like a totally new person. Let's try
How long has it been?
How long?
Since I fell. How long was I in the infirmary for?
Well, don't you think I tried to find out? It's all broken. Time's broken. I think you broke it when you left.
Silas, who is that? Is that a descendant?
I fixed the descendants, and they're fixing me. I'm making it all better. Everything will be ready for the new world. It'll be ready, but not you.
So this is Silas.
Not you.
We have to say something. Let's go with apologize to the crazy person.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you've had to do this alone.
I imagine neither one of those answers mattered.
Sometimes what you hear isn't what you expect, and sometimes what you expect isn't what you hear.
What?
I hear everything said to me. Everything.
Silas, just stop. Stop what you're doing. This is... Please. You're scaring me. I can't...
I had no choice. What was I meant to do? I couldn't just ignore it. It was just me. I was the only one. But it's okay. It's what I was chosen to do. Chosen! It's just a test, a sacrifice, a rite of passage before the final selection. I'm nearly there. I made it this far. I made it.
Let's go with what happened to you.
What happened? What's wrong with you?
I'm not wrong. I'm doing what I can to make it right. I'm doing what I must.
Silas, I'm just trying to...
Don't you tell me what I am. You have no right. She has no right to even be here. She doesn't belong.
It almost seems like he is hearing other people talking from a different timeline. go with I'm leaving? Or let's just say nothing and just see if she'll just slowly walk out without saying anything at all. So, no, she stops walking. I'm really glad that Telltale kind of failed at the time it did, because there was a real danger that a company like Netflix would have tried to make video games like this on a weekly basis, where it was extremely limited animation quality, extremely limited writing quality, and extremely limited interaction. It's a mean thing to say, certainly for all the people that lost their jobs at Telltale, but there really was no growth in Telltale as they overworked themselves to make more and more Telltale type games at a rapidly decreasing quality. I don't know why Mia would say she deserves to be here, so I'm just gonna say I'm leaving.
Fuck this! I'm not staying here to listen to another second of your crazy bullshit.
That's
I need to get the hell out of here.
That's a very different response.
Don't yell at me. I won't defy you. I know what I have to do. You don't have to tell me again. I know what needs to be done.
You don't deserve to be here, Mia. You don't belong in the new world.
No, don't do this.
Deserve
Don't.
to live.
So is that the actual death of Mia, or do we have to go back and replay it? And see, this was the major problem, certainly with Telltale games in particular, is that the early Telltale games before The Walking Dead would have these occasional, or quite a few, death sequences where you just have to go back, which completely then undermines the idea that you have a free choice. So you have to say I deserve to be here, or you die.
I have every right to be here, Silas, just like you. I may not be some bloody genius physician, but I don't deserve to die. No one does. You're the one who doesn't belong here anymore. You're the one who's fucking lost it.
Ah, blah, blah. We need to make her understand. Shall I show her? Shall I show her the new way?
You've lost it, Silas. Look at yourself. You're completely gone. Look what you're doing to your precious descendants. How is this helping them? You're a fucking monster.
The lip flap on Mia is pretty bad here too. Like,
You're stuck here with me. No key card, no elevator.
You were not chosen! No! You cannot keep her from me! Not anymore! You cannot choose her over me! I will not allow it! She's not chosen! She is not chosen!
so the AI seems to have protected Mia, and yet allowed him to kill all the other descendants somehow. And that gave me yet another achievement. 3 days later,
when I spoke to my guy at HQ before you
it
got
says
him
3
caught,
days later.
he said there's no data connection here.
So Ark 01 can't communicate with the outside world?
Exactly. Now that's gotta be why this Ark never received the wake-up signal the other Arks got.
So what, you and your Mo were just using long-range radio to talk?
You know something? Sometimes the old ways are best.
Tell that to your adaptive murder bot AI. So we gotta get Ark 01's communications up and running then.
So now we're
Randolph.
in Creepy Cave Town.
Now what in the hell do you think
So much of this
is?
feels inspired by Fallout, and yet
Damn if I
there's just not enough game here to engage with it in any way.
Hey,
Some of these
watch out
visuals
for
would
that.
look
What the
great as like a
Why is there an electric
remastered
fence down
Fallout,
Guess we gotta switch it off or we're stuck here.
but
See what you can find.
that's about it. And I guess maybe at a certain level Fallout has just nearly owned the patent on the idea of a bunker. Safe, secure, torn manuals, paint
I can
cans.
understand wanting ideas to get by in this hellhole. But who needs this many survival guides? Whoever lived here must have had some serious issues with this place.
Right.
Jeez. I don't know when you stuck down here. It's the same type of paint I've seen all over the facility.
But who painted it? It doesn't seem like Silas did, but maybe he did. Surgical tools.
Damn. Guess this is where the missing surgeon ended up.
Paintings.
I guess this is what the inside of your mind looked like. This must have meant something to you. But I can't make any sense of it.
Table. So clearly everything here is around this.
That is messed up.
What? What did you find?
It looks like a diagram of a body, with numbers written over the organs. Just gotta hope it's got nothing to do with the descendants. Looks like they were trying to keep track of time.
Guess the poor bastard was stuck out here a while.
Handmade. Considering how messed up everything is down here, this looks important.
So we're missing a piece of paper that we need to find to match that. We can talk to Randall.
Looks like you held on to everything. Another one. And it's got the same mark in the corner. Maybe if I line those up, we'll see what this really is. Man, haven't seen one of these for a while. Before the bombs dropped, people used these as batteries. One this size could power a whole street. Whoever put this here probably didn't know what they were messing with.
So we gotta get past the electric fence. Do we want to talk to Randall?
Found anything?
Nothing useful. Thought maybe we could short-circuit the fence with this generator, but it's completely busted. Just keep looking around.
Yeah. So we're looking for another piece of paper.
I can understand wanting ideas to get by in this hellhole. But who needs this many survival guides? Whoever lived here must have had some serious issues with this place.
We can go back and look at things. But we can't leave this little cave area.
Looks like you held on to everything.
We got an achievement for, I guess, looking at things more. Seems like that's supposed to be a code. But we're still missing a part.
Guess this is where the missing surgeon ended up. It's the same type of paint I've seen all over.
Oh, this is irritating. Potentially just being asked to look all around.
Stuck down here.
There is a strange piece of paper.
Pages. Got the same mark in the corner as the last one.
Okay, I missed it. Yeah, you're gonna have a drastically different experience depending on whether or not you find everything on the first go or you have to walk around the place.
It's just a bunch of lines. It's gotta mean something. Maybe there's somewhere in here I could use this.
Take this strange piece of paper and line it
That
up
is messed
with
up.
What?
the organs.
What did you find?
It looks like a diagram of a body, with numbers written over the organs. Just gotta hope it's got nothing to do with the descendants.
But I can't use a piece of paper on that.
Looks like they were trying to keep track of time.
Guess the poor bastard was stuck out here a while.
So, unless I'm supposed to use it with the paintings or the surgical tools. So you are supposed to use it with the paintings. So much of this really just comes off as like programmers trying to learn their first programming experience.
I think I got something here. Looks like a code. 51745.
What, you want a medal? Go punch it in, see if it does anything.
Yep. 51745. Then we have no other prompts other than the power switch. So you just press the button.
That did it. Come on.
Whoa, hold up. Whoever left all this here could still be... Randolph?
It wouldn't hurt to take a surgical scalpel as
Donnie,
a weapon.
I found something.
At least. Or as a tool, at least.
This is how we can get back into the Ark.
It's crazy that it takes a load to even go back and forth.
Hey, wait!
From one
we have to
room
find a way
to
to
the next.
power the monorail that keeps it off the grid. We can't risk the equation messing us up.
Okay, so we have a monorail, we have Randolph, we have a generator, we have a computer. Let's talk to Randolph first. So you'd think you'd hit Y.
What is all this?
And then this would give you multiple dialogue options where you could ask questions and maybe get some hints in the dialogue, and we just haven't really seen that in this game. Now that we do have Randall going around with us and being our companion, we may see a little bit of that, but
looks like this needs power.
I imagine not too much.
These tunnels must go for miles. Just how big is this cave network? Guess that's our key to powering everything up.
And again, you just don't have a prompt, so you have this whole animation here. Wouldn't it have been easier just to have the exact same kind of battery as before?
Yeah. Still works.
And then not animate two completely different generators and batteries?
Look, it's right there. That station should come up under the communications room.
Okay. Where are we? Are we at Sector 52? And this is really just giving us a mouse cursor option. So we'll just spin this around. I don't know how you possibly would solve this. Unless you go off one side and came back this way, and even if you did that, that wouldn't. Drag the green arrow onto the track carts to set the direction, while yellow tracks can be rotated. What does that even mean? So. While yellow tracks can be rotated, drag the green arrows onto the tracks, set the cart's direction. So this is just a helpful bit of holder over on the left, and this isn't some other separate puzzle connected to it. Okay, good to know. That being said, then the only way this would work is something like this. And we're making an assumption here. We only have one down. So we can go that way, that's fine. Making an assumption that it goes upward always. Or continues in the same direction always. Yeah, there's just exactly enough triangles for this to work. And check the route. Now, if each of these are supposed to represent an actual location, then there seems to just be a ridiculous amount of tunnels all around this.
All right, I've set the route.
Potential
Time to go get
achievement
this
for doing
Arks
that on
beacon
the
to
first
outside.
try. But yeah, you have this whole hallway we're going to see once that's fairly nicely animated, just so they can make you play a puzzle. We didn't even have a conversation in that room. It's very unfrugal, I guess might be the word to use, if that is a word, with how much they're spending in animation over writing and gameplay and just reusing of level assets.
Where am I?
Level D.
Oh God, now what? Security breach in the armory. Silas. And... oh, fuck. Oxygen levels dropping. That fire must have wiped out most of the O2. I need to get to a cryo tank while I can still breathe. What the hell is happening?
Wouldn't it be funny if the equation is just testing people and to determine which descendants deserve to live? Because in the long run,
where is this?
If you wanted the descendants to live and have more children and continue to live and prosper, you would have to have the right kind of people that could survive and also not just go to war with each other and kill each other.
I must be going mad too. It feels like I'm being guided somewhere.
This is a really large, tall hallways.
Where are you taking me?
Seems like there's unnecessary paintings here. D0, D8, D07. Because those don't look like doors.
Whoa. Is that?
And door control panel. I mean, there's nothing else you can really do here. Let's run around the room. Pins, pistons, clock.
Is that? It has to be. The descendant chambers. There must be a spare cryotank in there.
Let's see. I guess it would be pins first. Why not? Pistons. Nope. Pins. Yeah, I don't know how you would have known this works. The order of this. Let's go with outside lock and just assume that's what that is. And then let's go with inside lock. Nope. So we are now down to the point where they're literally just wasting our time by brute force. At least in this case, they're fairly consistent with the button assignments. I'm fairly certain this game probably didn't have controller support at all when it was first released, and this was a mouse and keyboard only game. I would lean towards that's why the button prompts are so broken on this. Although we've seen several things that are kind of broken on this.
But that's only unlocked it. How do I get the doors open?
The loading is broken, the writing's awful, the gameplay concept. 3 days later, monorail system. Let's see. Let's ask Randall about himself. Seems like we have to ask something.
Did you always want to be a senator?
What?
If I'm gonna be stuck with you, and if you're not gonna tell me what we're doing, figured I might as well see what you will tell me.
Even when I was a senator, I didn't want to be a senator. What I wanted was to make a difference, save the world in my own small way. See, everything moves so damn slow in politics. You just feel like you're treading water until the next guy shows up wanting your seat.
Guess being part of the art program made life a little bit more interesting.
Well, that's not how I would put it, but what's done is done. All we can do now is look to the future, try and build, God, something.
For the next guy that wants your seat.
Yeah, something like that.
It would be interesting if it turns out that there's actually no descendants in this facility in the first place, and it's all a lie, and that door opens and we just have Mia and Freeman meet.
So I want to ask you something.
Well, it's a free country.
Not for folk like me.
What did you want to ask?
The janitors stationed here at Ark 01. Did you know them?
What?
Answer the question.
Look, I knew someone who was meant to be a janitor here, but I have no idea if they made it in, and that's the truth.
Guess we should ask about the monorail while we're here.
You knew this monorail was here, didn't you?
I knew that this Ark was built in and around an existing cave network. Place was a nuclear bunker ever since the Cold War. It makes sense that someone would have installed a way of getting around. All right, fine, yes. I knew.
You're really something. You know that?
Yeah, I still think he may have a hearing
I think we're here.
Hearing device in his ear of some sort. So he may be very much receiving messages from the computer. Although why would the computer be trying to kill him then, if that was the case? And see, they just brushed away the possibility that me and the senator were, like, sleeping together. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff to look at.
This whole system must run all around the Ark.
I was chosen.
What were you chosen for?
I mean, at a certain level, even Freeman was chosen, even if it was just to be a janitor.
Who were you trying to keep out?
That's the real question. Like, who was Silas trying to keep out this whole time?
I'm not too comfortable putting my trust in any of this.
Well, I guess there's nothing else we can really do. You can't jump back in the monorail and leave. Yeah, if this was much more of a real video game, you'd be able to move around the monorail, investigate areas over and over again, maybe play out of order and see things before they make sense. You could have a pretty interesting story in this same concept, where you just start to see a bunch of surprising
my jaw's
things,
still clicking after
and none
that
of
punch.
it really
You're lucky
makes
the
sense
helmet
until
took the
you
worst of
make
it.
to the end of the game.
Guess so.
So it seems like we're back just in the communications room. Let's just keep on talking to Randolph.
Oh no, after you. I insist.
Alright, let's see what's happening now. They make it to the actual computer.
Okay, I gotta figure out why this Ark can't communicate with the outside. We fix that, we might be back in business.
Anything I can do to help?
Oh yeah. Take the fire extinguisher.
Wonder what they'll call what's left of the world. They're tougher than they look. Hope nothing sets on fire here.
The problem here is fire extinguishers go bad after just a couple of years. They lose their pressure, let alone centuries.
I wonder if the equation can see us right now. Guess it's got nothing in here to attack us with.
At a certain level, there needed to be more explanation and more wind up, in particular to the idea of the equation. And just calling a AI program the equation is fine, but there needed to be a nice speech given by Randall to explain it, other than the one sentence or two that he said about it.
The network drivers need to be activated. Makes sense that this place couldn't receive any signals. Let's see. One of these must represent the signal. To set all this manually, I'll need to get the signal all the way to the right.
Signal all the way to the right. Boy, does that not seem difficult. Feels like there should have been
Good. That's the first
a
step.
way more easy experience there. And I guess maybe this is more timing based, and again this might be an example of like, this might be more timing based than it looks. I'm a little confused here as to what this symbol is going to do. If square lets it go forward, okay, I didn't get it right. So these are triggers. I see. So you are supposed to just program it and not manually change things, which may mean that the first puzzle I did didn't actually manually change anything either. This looks kind of like an electrical diagram, but it's not really acting like an electrical diagram.
Getting communications working.
It's just kind of a puzzle. So you can change things before things start. Right. So I think that would be your trick. Is to go this way, get moved around, go that way, move it around again. And in what way is this puzzle in any way useful for like any kind of computer programming or network driver installation? It's ridiculous waste. Let's see. The problem here is you go through here, you've got to do this. It's going to go around and it's going to swing this and this. So at that point, I might as well just swing the triangle. Then, or, you know, I could swing the square. Right, and then that would send this back this way. Which could swing another square. Which could swing that back that way. Let's see if this works. Yeah. You've been trying to really figure out where the dot would go. It's cryptic, to say the least.
Is that working? Yes. That should have fixed it. Time to see if that computer can speak to the outside
So
world.
we've just like freed the equation at this point, I imagine.
Hey, Randolph.
Which can't be a
I
good
think we
thing.
got it. We're receiving data from the Ark network. Randolph. Well, while that's downloading, let's see if I can find out something about this place.
Last time we used a computer, it looked like there was
Looks
a
like
chance
Ark 1 isn't showing
we
up.
could.
It can't be. It must be a mistake.
Yeah, last time we tried to use a computer,
Why is
it
there
seemed
no
like
record of Ark
there was a risk that
01?
was going to kill people.
Thought as much. What? Oh, hell no.
Now we can see the cameras glowing
What the hell?
behind him.
How do you know it's me? What do you want now?
Understand you.
Who are you?
He wants to understand me.
Now I'm talking to computers.
Into the equation equals more than a computer. You will answer questions. So is this this is the big twist at the end of this game, is we're just gonna be asked probably moral questions by the Ark system. Let's play along.
I'll play along. That's right, I was a janitor for Ark 42.
Define expression, play along. This is no game. Why are you here in Ark 01? I was here to rescue descendants. I don't know anymore. I think at a certain level we're still here to rescue descendants.
I was told that there were descendants trapped in here. If it was true, then I couldn't live with myself not trying to help them.
You wish to help others, you wish to avoid guilt. Function review CCTV database. You're not alone in the Ark. Who has accompanied you here? Donald Freeman.
His
Randall
name is
Jefferson.
Randolph Jefferson. Used to be a senator.
Function search Randall Jefferson. Match Randall Jefferson. Fugitive. Randall Jefferson III, former U.S. Senator. Member of the United States Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities. Member of the board for the Ark program. Do you consider yourself or Randall Jefferson to be a threat to the descendants here? Let's see. Should we say Randall could be? Yes, of course not. It's possible, but unintentional. So do we go unintentional? Let's go with the best answer.
Descendants, but with everything that's happened here, there's no way to know for sure if any of our actions have harmed them.
You value honesty. Would you describe yourself as violent? Let's see. Not if I can help it, only when necessary. I would have to say Freeman twice has taken violent actions, and arguably not when necessary. Although not if I can help it could be, I won't describe myself as violent if I can help it. Let's go with only when necessary. Which that's a bad lesson to teach a computer.
Ordinarily no, violence is a last resort.
You view violence as sometimes being necessary. After arriving in the Ark, you assaulted Randolph Jefferson. Why? Let's see. You deserved it. I had no control over that. Well, as a player, I had no control over that. Let's see. So is the game asking about me, or is it asking about Freeman? I think it's asking about Freeman. Let's go with he deserved it.
He got what he deserved.
You claim your actions of violence were justified, and therefore you show no remorse. Do you consider violence necessary if it protects others? I'd say, of course. Like, yeah. Unless you believe in straight up just pacifism to the point where you don't believe in governments having military, or even on a more lower level, parents like beating up somebody who's attacking their child. If you're just gonna sit there and take full pacifism in every situation, you have to say, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if I like the way that line was delivered. Would you kill to protect the descendants? Let's go with yes, they matter more than me. Yeah.
The descendants are key to humanity's survival. There's nothing I wouldn't do if it meant saving humanity.
You'd sacrifice your own moral code without hesitation. Why is it Randolph Jefferson here? I'm gonna just go with I can't get a straight answer.
At this point, I wouldn't believe him if he told me. Thing is, he knew one of the janitors before she got here. I think she's important to him.
You mentioned a female janitor? You mentioned Mia Howard. Mia Howard must be protected. Ark 01 has received confirmation from the Ark Network. All Arks are to open. Ark 01 will not open. There are still threats to the descendants inside Ark 01. Ark 01 has no currently active janitors. You will resume the janitorial responsibilities for Ark 01. Sure. Why not? That gets on the computer's good side.
Thought I'd seen the end of being a janitor. Fine. Whatever it takes.
Function grant privilege, Donald Freeman full access. So now we've unlocked all the confidential areas, or at least a couple of them. The descendants are at risk, ensure their safety. Function install new parameters via local removable storage device. You're not alone.
You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Hey, you did it!
What? Randolph? It's not stopping.
It's doing what it was designed to.
You Why is the equation accessing the global data network?
You want to know why HQ wouldn't send anyone here? There's something in Ark 01 that they don't want to get out. Quite a few things, actually.
What? What are you saying?
They lied to us, Donnie. They lied to everyone. And now the equation is going global. It's exposing all the lies HQ have told. You may not realize it, but you just saved the world.
What the hell have you done?
I'm finishing what I started. And I couldn't have done it without you. Come on. HQ must be on their way. We need to get to the Descendant chambers fast. There's someone there I'm dying to see.
I know who it is. I know who you're looking for.
What?
Look, on the screen. It even says which cryo tank they're in.
Show me. There's nothing. Donnie! What are you doing? Open the door. Open this goddamn door!
I thought you controlled the equation. Can it open the door for you?
I swear to God, Donnie, you open this door, or I will make sure that you never see the light of day.
Wouldn't be the first time. Ex-janitor, remember? And us janitors gotta stick together. I won't let you hurt her.
Where the hell did you get that?
Saw it in the janitor's quarters. Sometimes you just gotta grab an opportunity. Wouldn't you agree?
Donnie? Donnie, get back here. Donnie! What the fuck are you doing?
I'm finishing what I started.
Donnie? Donnie! Don't you leave
So
me here.
we're making a real assumption here that he was going to hurt her. When I don't know why we would make that assumption. Just feels like bad writing. And maybe it's just a case that the writing needs to be dumbed down for me. But yeah, 3 days earlier. Again, this should be centuries earlier. Not 3 days. And I thought the game was just gonna once again have me like hand over control to me and not really make it obvious.
Keep away from them! You are not chosen!
So she has the gun now. And she apparently shot him in the struggle.
Look at me! Silas!
Feels like the game is gonna just end really fast.
Mia? It's you? Mia Howard, welcome. Welcome to Ark 01. I was waiting for 11 more janitors. It's just me and, What? Oh, I should have changed. First impressions matter. No. Yeah, of course Mia Howard is a janitor. What? She looks suspicious to you. No, please, don't ruin this. I know you don't trust strangers. I'm Silas, a janitor, same as you.
What the hell happened to you? How did you end up like this?
I don't know. It's never been about what I want. No, not once.
I can only imagine how long you've been awake trying to survive in here. God knows what you had to do to keep yourself alive. I get that, but what you did to the Descendants?
What? What are you talking about? They're alive as you or me. They will be. I'm fixing them. It told me to fix them. You don't understand.
Who? Who told you that?
The Ark, it's alive.
The Ark was telling you to fix the Descendants by cutting them to pieces?
It wants a new world with only the best of humanity, just the chosen ones, just like me.
It's just a machine, a computer. Stay where you are.
But just right there, in the middle of my dream, it was you, a fake janitor. Not chosen, not chosen by anyone.
This is just an incredibly long
I cannot
cutscene.
die. I've passed the rituals in every test for all these years. I am part of the new world. It won't
Let's try
let me
walking
die.
away and see if we die.
I knew it. I knew you couldn't. I knew it wouldn't let me die after everything.
See, it would really suck if she just turns around and shoots him anyways. So, if the Ark was testing her and wanted her to kill Silas, then it wouldn't have probably allowed her in. So, we got an achievement there. We still have like 15 achievements to go, so
Those
I wonder
descendants, they
if
didn't mean a thing to you, did they?
you get
Damn it,
achievements for
Freeman.
making
What
different
is the
choices.
equation?
You're being ridiculous.
You still don't know what it can do you? And now that it got out of the Ark, you don't know how to stop it.
That's classified.
Guess I'm less expendable than you thought.
2 days ago. So now we're going through the gate too. I like the idea of janitors in a Fallout game instead of, say, the robots or the subclass of, like, ghouls. Like, ghouls more a racism allegory, where janitors here is more of a lower class allegory. But this story is not written well enough to quite, I think, get into the depth of what the relationship should have been. Like it does definitely feel like there should have been a lot more dialogue and a lot more obvious interactions as the senator like disregards the janitors or Freeman. And it just didn't really feel like that for most of the time. It felt like Freeman and the senator were on equal levels. Emergency systems initiated. Did we mess up again? Are we going to kill somebody? And analyzing, run system checks. Fire located in storage area. Fire extinguished, no major damage. Analyzing descendant status. 7 descendants missing. 7's an odd number. Analyzing CCTV footage. Descendants removed from chambers caused Silas Gunther. So he just killed 7 people. Analysis complete. Shutting down. So was there supposed to be like 100 or was it 1,000 descendants?
Next time on The Descendant.
Like losing 8's not really that big of a number.
It's gonna be strange leaving this place.
So, you ready to do some work now? Come on, give me a hand with something. Donnie, come on. It took me forever to get that set up.
Looks like we may be getting yet another flashback.
Ah, shit, we're losing her, Donnie. We're losing her.
The equation is everywhere now. It's taking control of every system we have. It's still trying to eliminate threats to the descendants. Freeman! Do something!
So the equation now worldwide is potentially going to attack HQ and attack the entire world. And there we got a little visual glitch, and there I had yet another achievement for getting to the credits, I guess. Open Sesame. They definitely are doing jokes and puns for the titles of all the achievements. Story by, written by, same Giles Armstrong again for this chapter, this episode. Yeah. I guess this is the reason why we didn't see a lot of Telltale clone type games. I can think of maybe one other company that tried to make a Telltale-like visual novel in 3D. But clearly, you have to do a lot more work than I think people would have thought on first glance. You have to have really, really good writing. These kinds of games probably would work well if you took an open source story and just animated an open source story, but at a certain point it wouldn't be a video game, it would just be a cheap, like, direct to streaming cartoon. Once you have to write multiple paths and options and interactions, it makes it that much more difficult. And this game in particular has been downright awful as far as having gameplay mechanics and even multiple branching paths. I do not believe for a second that much of anything would have changed to get to this point. And inherently that's a problem with episodic games in the first place, is that there's always going to be the beginning of that episode and the end of that episode, and at that point everything is going to be set in stone and basically the same. You can't have a big shift in episode 4 even and then have a completely different game for episode 5 based on your decisions in episode 4, which inherently that means the first 4 episodes don't matter and your decisions really only matter in episode 5. The episodic nature of selling a game is the worst possible combination of both asking a player to pre-order if it has 5 episodes, pre-order the next 4 episodes when you get the first episode, even if you're getting the first episode for free, buying the second episode when it is released still is really asking all the other players to pre-order the remaining episodes. Unless, of course, you wait until all the episodes are out, then you buy the game as a whole. So many times I've seen these episodic games very quickly get rid of any option in which you could buy a specific episode anyways. But on top of it being pre-order nonsense, it is also DLC nonsense, which is the other thing gamers hate quite a bit, in the sense that you're not really getting a complete experience in episode 1. And you have to wait for the DLC, the downloadable content, for episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5. Nowadays, in modern times, almost everything is downloadable and downloaded anyway, so that's not as big of a deal. But it definitely is still somewhat of a deal when you don't have a complete game and you don't have 100% of a guarantee that a complete story or a complete game would come about through the release of episodes. I'm not sure there ever was a big story of anybody stopping at like episode 3 when they had promised 5 episodes, but there definitely have been games where they have stretched out episodes. Even this game is pretty obvious it's stretching out for content to make 5 episodes, where if they weren't trying to sell it in that way, it would have just been a shorter game that was maybe 3 or 4 hours long instead of a game that is now stretching to be closer to 6 hours long. It's really hard to have much criticism around a game like this too, because there's just not that much gameplay to criticize, and the story, all I can really say is I feel like it's bad, which is basically just boiling down to a personal opinion more than anything. There are definitely some premises and ideas and concepts here that I would love to see Bethesda steal and potentially try to integrate into their own Fallout series, or see somebody else steal. Perhaps, though, one of the most obvious problems with the way this is written is that there's just no focus on any one thing. There's not really a focus on Freeman because it's being split between Freeman and Howard. There's not a focus on the specific time period because you're doing flash forwards and flashbacks and flash currents, I guess is what you might call it. There's too many potential enemies, and the mystery on who the real enemy is going to be is not particularly that interesting. If anything, you would probably want the senator guy to have been a really good friend at this point, and you would have trusted him with your life. And then if there was a big twist and he betrayed you, that would be a good setup right at the end of episode 4 for an episode 5. But we never really trusted the senator, so even from like the first scene you see with him, you see that Freeman and the senator really aren't working together well or friendly on friendly terms. Silas going crazy is a kind of interesting twist, but they don't build up Silas as a character fast enough either. So probably would have been better if the senator was just randomly killed halfway through, say, episode 3 by somebody who's unseen, and then Silas might appear as the crazy bad guy in episode 4, and then the Ark, it becomes potentially a bad guy in episode 5. Yep. I guess I'll leave it at that, though. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam, and it gives me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.